Ukraine has unveiled new missiles and drones capable of reaching Siberia and the Urals. The Ministry of Defense of Ukraine has approved a new unmanned aircraft system, Dovbush T-40, which is capable of reaching Siberia and the Urals. On the same day, the Times reported that Ukraine has been striking Russian territory with British jet drones for 6 months. At the same time, the army has officially started procuring and using the first Ukrainian guided aerial bomb, which now accurately hits targets, while about a dozen more similar models are also being developed. But on the other hand, unfortunately, there is also a downside. CNN today showed footage of Patriot systems standing idle near Kyiv without missiles and not having been used for several weeks. Let's break it down. In this episode, we'll go through all this news in detail and lay everything out clearly. My name is Alexei Pechi. Before we start, I ask you to subscribe to the channel, give it a like and write any comment you like. So Ukraine has presented new samples of domestically produced weapons, and we'll start this episode with the Dovbush T-40 drone. According to the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, the device has a wingspan of almost 5 meters and is capable of staying in the air continuously, mind you, for more than a day. Its range is enough to strike targets in the Urals and the western part of Siberia, according to updated data, over 2,000 kilometers. The agency also emphasized that during the tests, the drone demonstrated significant advantages over existing counterparts. A very low radar signature, a high-performance engine with electronic injection, and resistance to enemy electronic warfare systems. Different equipment options allow this model to conduct deep reconnaissance, adjust fire, and deliver high-precision strikes, either by dropping munitions or as a kamikaze drone. The significance of this drone is that it did not appear out of nowhere, but became the next step in the already proven Ukrainian line of unmanned aerial vehicles, and it was manufactured by the enterprise, which back in June 2022 started with the reconnaissance drone, Dovbush T-10. Based on feedback from the front, the team of this company then developed the bomber Dovbush T-20 and the kamikaze drone Kotu-Horoshko. Both models have been operating on the battlefield since 2022 and, according to the developers, show some of the highest efficiency rates in their class, with a production capacity of up to 1,000 such drones per month. As for the Dovbush T-40, it is already the next long-range and more powerful stage in the evolution of the same drone series. And just to put that in perspective, since the beginning of 2026, the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine has codified and approved for use in the defense forces already 413 unmanned aerial systems, and almost all of them are Ukrainian-made. Once again, that's 413 different types and models of drones. Now, here's a story about British drones that are already attacking Russia, and they've been doing it for a while now. According to the Times, over the past 6 months, Ukraine has been using drones from 2 different British companies in deep strikes against Russia. The first is the jet-powered drone Nyan, more precisely the Nyan one-way effector, produced by Cullen Lens, which is a subsidiary of Baja Systems. The devices are assembled directly in the United Kingdom, and their technical specifications are also impressive. The range is over 240 kilometers. The wingspan is almost 3 meters. The maximum takeoff weight is more than 75 kilograms. And the warhead is about 20 kilograms. The cruising speed is about 220 kilometers per hour. And it is launched with a pneumatic catapult. The engine is a gas turbine. According to the manufacturer, the company has already produced more than 1,000 of these drones, and the drone has been fully tested in combat conditions on land, and recently it has also successfully passed tests in a maritime environment. In particular, it was launched from an experimental Royal Navy ship during the Neptune Reach exercises. The name of the second type of British drone is not disclosed by the publication for security reasons. It is only known that its range exceeds 960 kilometers. The company Baia Systems has officially confirmed that they are providing a range of capabilities to the British Ministry of Defense specifically to support Kiev. Well, it means that they are transferring them to the British Ministry of Defense, and the British Ministry of Defense then transfers them to Ukraine. It is known that British drones, including Nian, were used against Belgorod, as well as against oil refineries and military facilities deep inside Russia. After the strike on July 31, the oil refinery in Volgograd stopped processing oil, and most likely it was hit by a British drone. Well, on August 6, drones damaged storage tanks at the oil refinery in Yaroslavl. These same strikes were mentioned in our previous episodes on this YouTube channel. And now a high-ranking source in the British Ministry of Defense has stated that yes, such strikes by British drones on Russia mean that London is no longer afraid of Moscow's reaction to this kind of support for Kiev. Everyone still remembers 2022, when Putin was shouting, "God forbid Western weapons strike Russia itself. That's it, nuclear war. Red lines have been crossed." And so on. Sorry, Vladimir Putin shit himself and can't do anything about it. He might stomp his foot and Dima Medvedev will support him. The scale of the entire campaign is also confirmed by independent data. In particular, analysts from the Associated Press analyzed hundreds of Ukrainian long-range strikes on Russian territory throughout the entire year of 2026, and they found that their number has tripled compared to January. Kiev's main targets are oil infrastructure, defense factories, defense facilities and warehouses. Moreover, a significant portion of the attacks are concentrated around occupied Crimea, and for such attacks British drones are simply perfect. The third new item is the Equalizer aerial bomb from the Ukrainian company DG Industries. And here, the context of the arms race in the air is important, especially the race within Ukraine itself. Colonel Vladislav Voloshin is the head of the department of the Central Directorate for Innovation Activities of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Explained why this Equalizer aerial bomb was needed at all. Here is his quote. The enemy's average daily use of guided aerial bombs in 2025 was about 180 units. And now they have already reached more than 300 units per day. Accordingly, our task is to level the playing field not only quantitatively but also qualitatively, and even to gain an advantage over the enemy. And according to him, Ukrainian guidance and glide kits make it possible to turn ordinary aerial bombs into high-precision weapons capable of striking enemy targets at operational depth. The Equalizer aerial bomb has already passed all the necessary tests and is officially being procured for delivery to the armed forces of Ukraine. The warhead weighs 250 kilograms. The goal is to strike targets deep behind enemy lines with a flight range of up to 130 kilometers, and the bomb costs almost 3 times less than the American JDAM counterpart. It was officially announced, by the way, back on May 18 at an arms exhibition in France. At the same time, about a dozen promising models of similar weapons are being developed in Ukraine. And all domestic developments are significantly cheaper than their Western counterparts, which will allow for a rapid increase in production scale. Today, several Ukrainian companies are simultaneously developing guided aerial bombs with turbojet engines, capable of flying beyond the range of enemy air defenses. Currently, there are 7 such manufacturers operating in Ukraine, and jet engines make it possible to increase the range of aerial bombs by another 100 to 200 kilometers. But unfortunately, there is also some discouraging news regarding the Ukrainian air and missile defense system. First, I suggest we watch a short video and then we'll discuss it together.
Out in the quiet corn, a moment of absolute desperation. Ukraine's never shown anyone these before. An American-made Patriot air defense launcher. The interceptors they fire, the only thing that can take down Russian ballistic missiles that rain down on Ukraine, are under a huge global supply shortage. But these here are sitting idle, doing nothing, when in Ukraine they could be saving lives almost nightly.
In this video, CNN showed Ukrainian Patriot systems, which at the moment remain completely empty. According to the military, the launchers are there. However, they cannot use them to destroy aerial targets due to a lack of ammunition, and as a result, these systems are just standing in the fields in the Kiev region. The TV channel's journalists saw 16 Patriot launchers, and there are signs of active use on them. However, according to the chief engineer of the system, none of the launchers have fired a single shot for about 10 weeks. And finally, I'll quote Ukrainian serviceman Dmytro, a member of the Patriot command post crew, who spoke with CNN journalists. Quote, "It truly breaks your heart when you see that you have the equipment, but you can't intercept a single missile. Ballistic missiles fly overhead and there's nothing you can do about it while behind you are civilians. It's hard to describe, strong and unpleasant feelings. It's like learning to walk but not being able to. You know how to breathe, but you can't." I'll leave it at that. Share your opinions and conclusions in the comments below this episode. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell and don't forget to like. That's all for now. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye everyone.